We back, another great episode of Motivational Monday. First and foremost, if you've already been tuning in early, I thank you so much for your support. Continue to like and subscribe to each episode that we have and just spread the word. Once again, I'm your host, Pierre Hendrix. I'm joined today with a wonderful, wonderful woman, Miss Nicole Anderson. This is a young, ambitious individual, and she come out here to talk about her wine. So for the people who don't know you, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Nicole Anderson. I am a native Atlanta.
ATLANTA.
You know, by way of New York, so I gotta claim my roots. But yeah, so I am the proud owner of Unwind. This is my baby right here, and this has been a passion project of mine for 2 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So to kind of see it come to fruition now and to have launched, we just launched September 25th. So this is new.
Yeah.
But we out here, and I'm super thrilled and excited to share this with you.
Well, thank you so much for bringing your wine today. I'm actually excited to see it. You know, we popped the cork earlier. We had a little bit of a mishap, but I'm interested in the try it. So just divulge for what started you. What made you want to start your own wine and create your own brand?
Man, okay, funny story.
Okay.
So I actually started doing this by creating it myself. Like mad scientists had literally like making different concoctions and things like that. That's how this whole thing started.
You was in the lab cooking?
A little bit, you know, taking a risk. But yeah, I was just making my own wine, just experimenting. I love wine. I'm an avid wine drinker, have been for a while. And I just had this idea, like, let me see if I can make it myself.
Wow, okay.
And, you know, that kind of just spearheaded. I've been in marketing for over 10 years now. And so that marketing brain mixed with my little mad scientist thing going on, and then boom, there it was.
Wow. So with that, I know you being a woman of color in an industry that's predominantly Caucasian, was that something that you kind of seen ahead of time, or was this like, you know, this is what I love to do, I don't care what's standing in my way?
You know, I'm gonna be honest, living in Atlanta puts you in a bubble, honestly. So Atlanta is such a huge conglomerate of just successful entrepreneurs, black entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I was really, I'll be honest, I was jaded. Like I went into it super ambitious, I've had several businesses that I've dabbled in. So I went into this head first, like I was like, this is gonna be the next big thing.
Okay.
Boom, watch out, you know.
It's the next iPhone.
It's the next iPhone. It was the next big thing. It is going to be a household name, but I did go into it with a lot of high ambitions. When I initially did a soft launch back in 2018, I just thought right out the gate I'd be able to sell my wine. And, you know, reality hit, and that's when a lot of those kind of roadblocks started to present themselves. And that's when I realized that being a young black woman entering into this industry is not as common as I thought it was.
Very true.
And that's when I started to kind of realize,
yeah, because there's a lot of old money in this industry.
A lot of old money.
And a lot of times you come in with something new, they hear that every day.
Yeah.
So what's going to set your brand away from everyone else?
Exactly.
So we've talked a little bit of backstory. Could you explain the wine that you brought today?
I can.
And talk a little bit about your other brands that you have too, because I know you said you have about 4 different ones.
There are, yes. So there's 4 different wines. This is the first one that I just released. It's finally after 5.
Okay.
So it's a peach moscato, and it's 15%. 15.5 to be exact. Yes.
She's a little tipsy.
We're about to pour it out.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So the great thing about this wine is that, again, it's semi-sweet, which I enjoy. So I know a lot of people kind of hear Moscato and they immediately think like, oh, this is, you know, like going to be really too sweet, and I'm not a sweet person. But it's kind of in between, and it's geared towards people like after work, you had a long day.
Finally it's after 5.
Hello, you know, it's a feeling, right? It's a vibe, and that's what I wanted to capture with all of the wines that I'm releasing, is that vibe, that moment where you really want to indulge, release, and relax, and that is the epitome of what this brand is.
I like that. Indulge, release, and relax.
That's it.
Okay, well now this is really good.
Yeah,
cheers.
You're right. Cheers.
Thank you for bringing that.
Of course.
So watch me tap the counter.
So for some
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about, you know, saying you interpersonally. So what coming into this industry as well, was this something that you seen yourself doing like early on, like from college? So where'd you go to school?
Yeah. Oh, the real GSU.
Oh, you went to Georgia Southern?
No, I'm so sorry. I went to Georgia State. The real GSU. That must have went over. Yeah. Georgia State. Shout out to all my alums.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. But,
we'll let her slide today because she's nice and she brought wine.
And I brought wine. But no, it's so crazy. I was very very fortunate. My parents, at a very young age, instilled this sense of entrepreneurship within me and my younger brother. So I always knew that I was going to dabble into entrepreneurship, some form or fashion. I just didn't know what.
Okay.
And I went through a lot, especially around the 2017, 2018 timeframe. I was just going through a lot of transformational things in my life.
True.
And I was really in search of what my purpose was, and really in search of like, what is that next thing? Because I'm in this place ready to kind of propel myself for the next decade of my life, right?
The next chapter.
The next chapter, right? And I wasn't satisfied at my current position at my job. I was feeling like just complacent, and I went back to school. I started getting my MBA, and the way God works, I ended up not needing my MBA. I got the promotion without needing the actual degree, which was great. But even in getting that promotion and putting myself in a place where I was striving to get to within my career, I still wasn't satisfied. Like something was still missing, and I just knew like I had that bug, right? I just needed to branch out and get that financial freedom, and not even just financial freedom, it's freedom overall, right?
That's true.
Having entrepreneur, just owning something and being proud of something.
Yeah.
So
it's fun being an entrepreneur. You gotta get up and go get it though.
Man, that hustle.
Yeah.
That hustle is real. You have to. I always tell people that you gotta love what you do.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Because there's so many things that are gonna come your way. If you don't love it, I mean, it's so easy to be like, all right, I'll just try something else another time.
That's true. That's true. And it's kind of it gets hard because you get into a parameter of like you're focusing on everything.
Yes.
And it's like you need to hone in on one thing that you enjoy doing and that you can master, and then everything else will unlock.
Yeah.
And it's just with that, I feel like that's a very true testament to like your character and moving forward. So can you talk a little bit about like the objections and how you was kind of able to motivate yourself to overcome certain things?
Yeah, I remember, I think one of the most prominent memories that I have is I had a friend who, especially when I first came out, people, and that's what I love about our people, like when they hear like, oh, you're doing wine, let me introduce you to somebody, right?
True.
Like everybody's like, oh, I know somebody.
That support black business is a trend right now.
But you know what, I need this to continue. This should be a lifestyle, not a trend. I'm just drop that little nugget. But
it's true though, but I love it. I love this black love right now,
Yes.
and just supporting black small businesses, entrepreneurship is just, we just need to educate ourselves.
We do.
Yeah.
We just have to get, it's an exposure piece, right?
Yeah.
It's the exposure. So, so I had a friend who was doing that for me. They said, hey, I know somebody wants you to meet her. She's, great plug, right? And I'm excited. This is like, this is again early in the beginning phases. And I'm like, when I tell you I was nervous, like sweaty nervous, palms nervous. Like I was like, oh man, I'm about to meet this woman who's just, based on that conversation, she could have been the person
the gatekeeper for you.
Literally, like that would have been it. So we ended up meeting, and I had wine for her, and it was, like I'm excited, just young. I'm like, oh man, she's gonna love it. And she didn't try it in that moment. She didn't try it because it was, it was packaged as a gift. But I was explaining to her my vision and what my intentions were. And when I tell you, she shot it all the way down.
Oh, wow.
She said people don't drink Moscato anymore, and she was just like, I don't think that's really a thing.
This is a black woman.
This was a black woman.
Oh, wow.
A black woman. And, again, well revered within the industry and everything. And I was like heartbroken, legit heartbroken. And I remember going back to the car just feeling defeated, feeling like, wow, this person who I thought was going to be my key has essentially closed the door, locked it, put a padlock, and just was like, yeah, you ain't getting in.
Burned it up too.
Right, just, and I was like, wow, it hurts. It hurts when someone comes after your vision. But, the thing for me has always been that it's not anyone else's responsibility to accept and embrace my vision other than me. I have to be the one to share it, to love it, to nurture it, and cultivate. Exactly, like that's my responsibility. And so one door doesn't mean no, it just means not now.
Yes.
And so I just had to take that L. I took it to the chin, but I just, I continued to navigate and tweak things, and I got my own like feedback and voice of the customer, and people do rock with Moscato.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when it's 15%.
Yeah,
Hello.
for real though. And I think, just going back to what you were saying, I feel like that's the biggest testament of having faith and having patience with your ambition.
Yeah.
And because no matter what, you can't expect for people to understand how you read a book or how you see a painting.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of your belief is so strong enough that you cultivate a group of people to believe in you.
Right.
Because a lot of times it's not what we're drinking, it's the person that we're drinking it from.
Right.
And it's just, I feel like in the long run and the grand scheme of things, that's the whole element of why I created this show of Motivational Monday, as well as that's why people like yourself. Because we always have great ideas that happen 24/7 throughout the day, but there's nothing completed behind that.
Yes.
In the world we live in, people just want to see somebody complete something.
Yeah.
And it's just having some type of outline or format behind that and then just executing it. And then people see that and then they want to latch on because a lot of times we're thinking every day of a great idea.
Right.
So it's just a question to you, were there any type of like keys to success that you've grown or like gained over the course of like your journey right now? Because I know it's not over, but I know you're learning along the way.
Man, still learning. This is all still a learning process, which I appreciate the journey. But to say that there's a couple of keys that have been dropped on me. I'm really fortunate to have been able to network with the owner of Island John Vodka. Shout out to him, by the way. Island John Vodka is a black-owned vodka company. It's really good, by the way, guys. So y'all need to check it out.
This is really good, by the way.
Yes, pour it out though. At the end of the show, if you see him really leaning back and the button come on down, you know.
Nah, it's not that. Okay. we filming on Sunday. Just
Right. But yeah, so I've been really fortunate to make good connections.
That's good.
And I remember he told me one time, he was like, you need to make your cases match your dream. And what that meant was he really wanted me, he believes in me, which is great, but he was like, you have to make your production and your, like your inventory match where you're going. If you say like you want to be a multi-million-dollar business, well then set yourself up and start moving and progressing it that way. So that one thing was there, that was a big piece to me was, making sure that I do what I need to do now to set myself up for the future and not forgetting that dream and that
preparation
goal.
being an opportunity.
Hello,
Yep.
be ready, right?
Yep.
We have so many ideas, so many dreams, and focus for me was follow one course until successful.
Amen.
So that's something that I really try to, manifest and continue to push myself towards. It's like, okay, this is just the beginning. There's so much more that's in store for Unwind. I'm so excited to share with everybody. But I'm focusing first on just pushing this out. That's the first step.
Yep.
And so that would be my biggest, nugget to any entrepreneur is like
focus.
Focus. Find that one thing you really, believe in, and let that be the one thing that propels you to your next venture.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's what's up. Well, I thank you so much for coming on my show today.
Thanks for
And it's just what I ask all my guests towards the end is if there was somebody like yourself at the age of 12 to maybe in high school, what would you say to them? Especially of everything that you went through this course, what would you say to that person?
Man, if I ever was to talk to someone that's younger, just ambitious and has these aspirations, don't give up. I think it's so easy for us to run into a hurdle and then, just kind of let it go and just say, well, I guess that's it.
Yes.
Never look at your roadblocks as like the end all be all. It's not it's just not now. It's not a loss, it's a lesson. So It's all about how you frame things in your mind when you get hit with those, different roadblocks and hurdles, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Nothing you see is easy. I know like people see the success and they see the fruition and the fruits of your labor.
They see the end goal.
Yeah,
they don't see the ugly work behind it.
Man, it was ugly. The struggle was real. Some late nights.
You learn to appreciate it though.
You do, right? That's what this wine is about. It's appreciating the journey. So all of the flavors, like I mentioned earlier, there's 4.
Okay.
And they all represent those moments where we need to appreciate the journey. So that's like the biggest thing that I'm excited to share this brand with everyone is it is that moment for you to enjoy your journey and know that there's something that you can indulge in while you're going through what you're going through. So that's kind of what this is, and that's what I would share with them. Don't give up.
Okay, that's awesome, man. Enjoy your journey.
If you guys are interested in purchasing a bottle, then please go to my website. It's www.girlsjustwannaunwind.com. That is also our IG handle and our Facebook handle. And for anyone that purchases a bottle from us and uses the hashtag or the coupon code Motivational Monday, you'll receive 15% off your first bottle. So make sure that you guys use that coupon code Motivational Monday. It's valid for a week, so this is Sunday the 12th. Make sure that you use it. Motivational Mondays. You can get it again. www.girlsjustwannaunwind.com. Peach Moscato.
There we go. Thank y'all once again. Continue to like and subscribe each and every video, man. This is the Brunch Club Atlanta. We bring y'all wonderful individuals together, just like Miss Nicole. Thank you once again. Shouts out.
Hey.
Thank you. That was good.
Yay!